My baby hairs are like way too on fleek right now. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing a bunch of products that unfortunately did not work out for me. If you guys are noticing that this video is actually a little bit better quality, maybe the audio is a little bit better or the actual video is a little bit better, that is because I finally did get a new camera. Yay! This has been like a long time coming. I've been wanting to get a really good DSLR camera so I can actually film on without breaks or separations and stuff. And I love my Sony a5100. That's still what I use for vlogging and that is what I use for my Instagram pictures, but I got a new DSLR camera and I'm still testing it out, so there may be a couple kinks, the lighting and everything, we're still trying to work it out, make it the best quality that we can, but I am very excited to be able to up the quality once again for you guys. If you guys like better quality, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Like I said, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on some products that didn't work out for me because I don't know if you know this, I'm kind of a big deal. I'm really not, so you guys hear me mention something that you guys are like, oh my gosh, but that's my holy grail, that's my absolute favorite. Girl, ain't no big thing, we can still be friends. It just didn't work out for me personally based on my skin tone, skin type, preferences, you know, it could be anything. So I'm gonna quit rambling like I always do and let's just get started with the video. This is from Pure Cosmetics and I actually received this in a BoxyCharm product, so thank God I didn't purchase it. This is the Pure Cosmetics Contour Sponge. I think that's what it's called. Contour sponge. So it looks just like a beauty blender. It's rounded at the bottom, has their name right there, Pure, and then it's slanted on the side, which instantly I thought, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a really good product because it's slanted on the side. You can really get in there for like baking, you know, your under eye area, yada yada yada. And me, the reason that this is a fail is for the same reason that most makeup sponges are fails. The texture of this is just way too hard. Sorry, I'm trying so hard to not look at the viewfinder, like so hard. You can see like it really does take effort for me to kind of like squish it down. It's a lot harder than the beauty blender is, and even when you get it wet, this is wet, it only grows up a little bit and it's still hard to really kind of squeeze down properly. In addition to that, I did find myself really like wringing this out before I actually applied my foundation on because it just absorbed so much water. Like Eco Tools and like Real Techniques and the L'Oreal sponges coming out, there's just no reason why you would need to pay this much money, if not the same amount of money for a sponge that doesn't work. This is the Milani Prep Set and Go Transparent Powder. The issue that I have with this, it really doesn't do anything that a transparent powder should do. So it doesn't really like keep my oils at bay. It doesn't really set my makeup flawlessly, make it wear nicely throughout the day. And in addition to that, because it is a white powder, as you can see right there, it's a white powder. So it gives a white cast, it doesn't sit nicely underneath my under eye area, it creases everything all up underneath there, and it's just, it makes me look busted and I'm not about that life, so that is a big no for me. Another powder product that I was so incredibly excited for, like you guys, I was so excited to get this. I was like waiting in the mail patiently, and then I got it and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. And it really wasn't. This is from Makeup Revolution. This is the Makeup Revolution Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. And I have issues with this for multiple reasons. Sure enough, like most people were saying, Banana only fits a certain shade range, and unfortunately I don't have that shade range. I was like one of those people who was like, I really want the banana powder, it's gonna suit me so good, you know, I have kind of medium skin, but it really didn't suit me that well. It really didn't highlight that much underneath my under eye area or the other areas that I set my face, just because it is more of a darker powder. In addition to that, the product itself just didn't work out for my skin. So this actually did the same thing as like the Milani did. It didn't really set my makeup that nicely, wasn't flawless, it did break up throughout the day, didn't keep my oils at bay, and when I use this for my under eye area, it like caked it up so bad underneath there. I wasn't even wearing that much concealer, to be honest with you, so I'm like, if it does that with like light concealer coverage, I can't imagine what it's gonna do with like a really full coverage concealer. And I'm sorry if my hair is bothering you. I try to like do this cute like, you know, ponytail with like a little side thing. I don't know if it's really working that much. My baby hairs are so savage right now. The two products I have to talk to you about are both affordable brands as well. This is from Essence Cosmetics. This is the Light Up Your Face Luminizer Palette. I can't remember who I heard raving about this product. Somebody raved about this product, and of course FOMO kicked in, and I was like, I need that product. Oh my gosh, these highlights are gonna be bomb diggity. They absolutely come out to nothing. So like all three of these come out to nothing. This is more of like a nudie shade. It's a little bit of more of a pink, lighter shade. It's just like a straight beige shade. Literally, when I swatch it for you guys, nothing comes out. You see that? They all kind of look the exact same, and when you swatch it out, you get a little bit maybe of a shine, but it's nothing like crazy. There's like no shimmer, there's no glitter, there's no highlight. It doesn't pop at all, and I'm kind of confused on what exactly I'm supposed to use this palette for, because it says luminizer palette. I assume that it would be like a highlighter palette, or to like kind of brighten up your under eye or highlight a little bit. So I'm just like really confused about this palette. It just did nothing for me, and there's nothing that I could really use it for. So for that reason, I'm out. These next two products I was a little upset with, quite honestly, because I saw these on Instagram. Everybody was like, oh my god, highlight poppin', this is amazing, it's like glow, you know, and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need that glow in my life. These are from JCat Beauty, and these are the You Glow Girl Baked Highlighters. This one is actually a little bit better than the other one. This is in the shade Twilight, and this is in the shade Pink Goddess. And like looking at them, they look absolutely gorgeous. Like the design on them looks great. They look like they're gonna have a good amount of luminosity to them. And when you swatch them, they actually don't even feel that bad. It feels pretty smooth. It's not like gritty or anything like that. These are the swatches. My issue is when they go on. So that is what they look like when they go on. You do see a little bit of a glow, I will give it that. But it's not anything that's crazy intense. It's not as intense as like the Wet n Wild highlighters, or as intense as like the other Makeup Revolution highlighter that I have. So it's just, it's a glow, but it's not like a crazy amount of glow like everybody was hyping it up to be. And I don't know if you guys can see Pink Goddess one, there is actual glitter, and like I said, it doesn't feel gritty or anything, but even if I were to blend it out, you get like glitter flakes on your face, and it's just, I don't know, it just, there's something about these highlighters that just doesn't sit well on my face. I feel like it emphasizes texture. I feel like I said, like the Pink Goddess one, this one right here, the glitter isn't like nicely finely milled. Another thing that I really don't like about these is that you get crazy amounts of fallout. Like you can even see on the cap right here, when I like opened it up, you get crazy amounts of fallout. I really feel like with these, you can build them up to like a super intense highlight, but then I wonder how that would look on your face, because it'll emphasize the texture. And like I said, especially with this one, if you go in more than once with like all the glitter, I feel like it's just gonna build it up and make it look really chunky and stuff. So I have one eyeshadow to talk to you guys about. This is from Sonia Kashuk. This is her liquid eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Diamond. So that is a swatch of it there. But even in the swatch, you can tell it's not overly pigmented. You definitely have to build it up. And then when you build it up and blend it out, it gets like chunky. Like it starts breaking up, and then if you blend up even more, it like shears it out. It doesn't last on my eye at all. I don't have particularly oily eyelids, so I don't know why it kind of breaks up throughout the day. Totally recommend the Jordana cream eyeshadows over these. Right, let's talk about concealers. There are two that I don't like. Let's start with this one first. This one is like, I'm trying to make it work, but it's really not working for me, so I should kind of just give it up now. You know what I'm saying? From Wet n Wild, this is a Photo Focus Concealer, and I know everybody talks about this concealer. Everybody raves how good this concealer is, how full coverage it is. It was okay. It blended out really nicely. It gave pretty good coverage, like medium coverage, but it wasn't anything like too exciting, too amazing or anything like that. But what I did notice about this one is that this one tended to emphasize the like little lines that I have underneath here and like my wrinkles a lot more than other concealers have. It really starts kind of like creasing bad underneath here. It starts emphasizing like, you know, my little dry patches that I have underneath there, and it just doesn't sit nice on my eyes. This reminds me so much of the MAC Pro Concealer. I think that's what it's called, the Pro Coverage Concealer or something like that. Tons of people really love that one too, and I tried it out, but it gave me the same feel. Pretty good coverage, and it blends out nicely, but it just creases so bad underneath my eyes. I think it's like the tackiness in this, or like the texture of this, that it just doesn't sit well with my under eye areas, so yeah, this was in my first impressions video. This is the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I'm using the shade 02 Light, and what I will give this is that it does lighten up your under eye area. Now, it could just be the shade that I'm using, that it is lighter than my skin tone, but I really feel like it did lighten up the under eye area and all the highlighted points, and it kind of lifted it up a little bit, so it does do that. But I don't think it actually provided the coverage that I was looking for. I really do like full coverage underneath my under eye areas, and this one I had to go in more than once. But the really bad part about it is that I don't know if it's the applicator or the actual product, but it just It was so tacky underneath my under eye area that it was really difficult for me to blend it out, and it creased so bad. Like instantly it creased, and every time I would kind of like pounce my beauty blender or like the brush that I was using that I've used for the longest time to blend out concealer, every time I would like go over it to try to smooth it out, I would have to go back in with product, and I don't know, I just feel like it was just so tacky. Okay, so we only got 2 more products left to talk about. This next product I purchased while I was in LA at Generation Beauty is the Pure Cosmetics No Filter Blurring Photography Primer. You open it up, it's like this white liquidy substance, and when you blend it out, it's actually more like yellow now that I look at it. What are you supposed to do? So it says it's supposed to be a blurring photography primer, and it kind of highlights the skin a little bit, but quite honestly, I'm not seeing like a radiance coming from this. The more I blend it out, the more like tackier and like gritty it feels. It doesn't really feel like it did anything for my skin, which is my biggest problem with this. It says blurring photography primer. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna blur out my pores, or it's gonna blur out like the texture that I have on my face. Maybe since it's like a white shade, it'll give like a radiance glow to it, but it really did nothing for my skin. It didn't blur anything out, didn't really highlight anything. I still don't know what I could possibly use it for, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. I actually found one more thing that I really don't like that I wanted to share with you guys. This is probably going to be crazy for you guys because everybody on Instagram is like raving about it, and I love the brand, just not this product. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Foundation Stick. I have mine in the shade Warm Tan, and it looks just like this. I can't get over how hard and dry this is on your face. Like, I've heard tons of people trying to justify this. I've heard tons of people say it's supposed to be for oily skin, provide full coverage, it's supposed to be a little bit more dry so it really stays on all day. But quite honestly, I have the Flower Beauty Foundation Stick, which is $9 compared to this one, and it glides on a lot smoother, a lot nicer than this one, and it pretty much provides the same amount of coverage as this one. I, to be honest, don't find that this gives the best coverage. Even when I go in more than once, I just feel like it doesn't blend out as nicely as I wanted it to. In addition to that, this on your face is so hard. Like, it literally tugs at your face, and you have to go in with a beauty oil, and I'm like, you know what, all that hassle, quite honestly, I didn't notice that this made my foundation last a lot longer, didn't keep my oils at bay more than other foundations, so it didn't really do anything exceptional to justify the price. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, I also shared in my first impressions video. This is from Makeup Revolution. This is the Retro Luxe Matte Lip Kit, and it comes with 2 products. It comes with the lip liner, and it comes with the liquid lipstick. Now, the lip liner I absolutely love. It's fantastic. It glides on so nicely, very smooth. It reminds me so much of the Huda Beauty lip contour. That part is, I don't know if you could just buy the lip liner separate, but the liquid lipstick is horrible. It's everything you don't want in a liquid lipstick. So it's a lot creamier. It's not like a true liquid lipstick. Shade is very, very nice, as you can see right there, and it's pretty pigmented, but when it goes on your lips, instantly you feel how dry it is. It's like, it like clenches onto your lips. It stays tacky, so if you go like you know, with your lips, it's gonna stay tacky, and your lips are gonna smack together, your lips are gonna stick together. It literally bleeds on the outside of your lips, and oh my god, when it falls off, like breaks up in the middle, gives you that gross line, it starts crackling a little bit, and it almost gets like tighter on your lips. Like, it feels even drier when it's coming off, and it's just not a good feeling. Like, I probably lasted maybe 10 minutes with it on my lips after I filmed that video, and then I was like, I have to get this off my lips, and my lips were so dry. And they're not particularly dry on like a regular day-to-day basis, but when I use like a bad liquid lipstick or a product like that, yeah, it dries it up so bad, and it's not good. Okay, so that is it for all the products that I was not liking. Like I said, these are just my opinions, my thoughts. If you guys disagree, that's absolutely fine. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff is going to be linked down below for you guys, as well as coupon codes to help you save some money. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys are liking the new quality of this camera. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.